Do you love having open doors? Do you love lots of windows? But you and I both know that there's a downside to this situation, and that is that it oftentimes requires one of these. And if you've ever tried to use one of these, you know what a terrible effect it has, what a fruitless effort it is. There must be a better way. And there is. And it's called a Bug Assault. So this is a version 3 Bug Assault. And if you're not aware of this, it has a large spring internally. And when you compress that spring, it loads into a chamber a small amount of salt. Just good old-fashioned salt that you'd put on food. No big deal, just salt, no big deal. And when you pull the trigger on the Bug Assault gun, it will fire that salt out at a high rate of speed and does wonders for knocking flies out of midair given the opportunity. So, my goal with this video is to give you a heads up as to what I think about the Bug Assault gun, as it were. And to tell you a little bit about the details of this thing and just how well it actually works. And we're going to measure the effective range of the Bug Assault. So let's start out with a little bit of a conversation. First things first, when I got this originally, it was total garbage. All right, worthless and useless. What I did is I went in and I filed down the sight. I don't know if you can tell, but if you look at a picture of a Bug Assault gun, the way it comes from the factory, if you will, this is not what the front sight looks like. And you'll notice the rear sight is hidden away at the moment. What'll happen is when you when you cock it, the sight pops up. Okay, and what I found was that this Bug Assault was pretty inaccurate. All right, the sights were off. It was not shooting anywhere close to the point of aim. So I took it out of my garage and I sighted it in by filing and bending the front sight ever so slightly to get it into perfect orientation so it would hit the exact spot I was shooting at every single time. Now, in order to do this, you have to have a way of capturing the salt and knowing where it's hitting. And what I find works just fine... Is that English? It's close. What I do is I take a little bit of this blue painter's tape and I set it up with the sticky side out. I'll put a little dot right in the middle. And what this allows me to do is to shoot at the dot and see where the salt hits. Can you see the little dot? So if I stand back a little ways and I take a shot at my little dot there,
Does it get to be?
This is doing some other stuff right now, big guy. You can see the distribution of salt compared to the dot. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure out some various ranges. We're going to shoot the tape with the Bug Assault and do a little conversation on the subject. So with that in mind, let's get to it. All right, I got some help now. And what we have is one piece of tape with 6 inches marked on it. All right. Another piece of tape with 12 inches marked on it. Another piece of tape with 2 feet marked on it, and then a 4th piece of tape with 3 feet marked on it. What do you think about that, big guy?
Good. Good.
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to have first our 6-inch piece of tape up here, and we're going to use that as a point-blank reference. Okay, that's right on top of whatever it is you're shooting at. And then we're going to move our distance back and see if we can come up with an effective range, and then I'll give you my input as to what I think the effective range is. All right, so what are we finding here? Here is the 6-inch tape, and you'll see that there's not a lot of salt on it, but I really believe that that's because it hit with such force that it didn't stick. It bounced off or something along those lines, because at this range, a fly or something along those lines just gets obliterated. It pops them like a balloon. So at this range, you can even see how it's dented in a little bit where the tape hit it. That is a pretty extreme impact. At 12 inches, you can see that it's a very reliable shooting range and it works like a charm. Very easy kill at that range if you can get that close. This is 2 feet. Nope. That is not 2 feet. This is 2 feet, and at 2 feet, I tend to find this thing is still pretty well death. Or at least it will knock the fly down to a point that you can dispatch them with part 2, if you will. And then 3 feet. At 3 feet, you can see that the salt is a little more dispersed, you might say. You notice that it still knocked the tape down, but at that range, it doesn't work terribly well.
Yeah.
It went.
That's another one. Yeah, that's a good shot.
Oh. What's my opinion of the Bug Assault? Man, I love this thing. As long as you can get the sights where they're supposed to be and get the accuracy right, I tend to find that it's an incredibly useful tool. Like, I really hated having to use a fly swatter. Flies can be quite elusive creatures, and it's a real pain to be able to hunt them down sometimes. So with the Bug Assault, oh man, it just revolutionizes the whole idea. With our sunroom, leaving the doors open and then coming back, and there's, you know, a few flies here in the summer in Alabama flying around inside of there, it just makes quick work. Like 2 minutes later, they're all gone. And it's kind of fun too, if we're being honest. So take home message. You can go onto Amazon and pick one of these up for 30 bucks on a good day, 50 on a bad day, and I'm here to tell you it's worth it. Okay, it's worth it. If you fix the sights, they work beautifully, and I'm told that you can order coarse grain salt or go to a grocery store, I suppose, and find a little coarser grain, not rock salt, but a coarser grain, and really extend your reach by a little ways. But yeah, I think that's going to do it. So the Bug Assault 3.0, I mean, 2 thumbs up from me. What a fantastic tool, and kind of fun to play with. All right, have a great day.